Hi guys, this is Terry with Futures.io. Today we have a presentation from Bruce and Zach of Stage 5 and VeloxPro that will introduce order flow, reading the tape with the S5 Bookmap. If you have questions, you can type them into the questions box and we'll do our best to answer them at the end of the event. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do us a favor and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the webinar. It helps us a lot. Also, please feel free to share, comment, subscribe to our channel. Without further delay, I'll hand it over. I'm going to give Bruce control.
Okay, great. Thanks, Terry. So can everyone hear me and see my screen? Just with a yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the webinar and introduction to Bookmap X-ray, seen through the markets with this software. Need to read the statement here. Trading futures and options on futures involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Okay, so today's agenda is the introduction to Bookmap. I'm Bruce Pringle. You can reach me at info@veloxpro.com and on Twitter at bookmapxray. Okay, and just a brief story of my history. I've been trading for about 8 years. I've studied just about everything from footprint to volume profile, candlesticks, trend lines, whatever it is. I've looked into just about everything in between. Basically, I gravitated toward the footprint charts and the volume profile, but something was still missing. Bookmap was the tool that gave me the market transparency that I was looking for, because basically it allows me to comprehend the market auction process. I can actually see the context of the market participants on the bid and on the offer. So this really helped my trading. I became an avid user and then was lucky enough to become part of the Bookmap team. Okay, today's agenda, we're going to go over introduction to Bookmap, what Bookmap isn't, what Bookmap is, and then how to use it. Okay, introduction to Bookmap. Bookmap was born in the sub-second environment. Clients include Deutsche Börse and many top-tier trading desks around the world, inside banks and prop shops globally. Our core expertise areas, handling of large real-time streaming financial data and order routing efficiently at the sub-second level. Okay, but then visualizing in real time the historical evolution of all market data events. Okay, we recently merged both of these two core areas of expertise into the high-powered platform Bookmap. Okay, Bookmap is not the Holy Grail. Okay, there is nothing out there that is the Holy Grail, but I think you will find this software very insightful and offering a level of transparency not seen before. Okay. Okay. So again, we'll get more into what Bookmap is not. Powell, I can see that you don't have any voice, so I recommend maybe logging out and logging back in. Maybe that'll do the trick for you. Anyway, Bookmap is not an indicator. It is not a derivative of time or price and volume. Okay, we're not an educator and we're not a trading system. Instead, we are true order flow heat map, a fully functioning platform, and a very objective view of the marketplace. Okay, Bookmap is used by some of the largest and most sophisticated traders. We will reference a few of them later in the presentation. We transform the machine readable into human actionable, and I'm going to explain this more into detail as we get into the presentation. Okay, this is not your traditional charting platform. Okay, Bookmap gives you the ability to visualize the evolution of the entire market, where the orders were added and pulled, and looking at this traded volume. Every single volume event. Okay, the traded volume is historical, but the limit order book and seeing that limit order book, then depth of that book is the intent of traders. Okay, and that making a distinction there. It takes very specialized software to efficiently and effectively manage and display this for you, and that's one of our strengths. So what is Bookmap? The limit order book plus the heat map equals Bookmap. Okay, and let me show you what I mean. All right, so we're looking at the S5 Trader dome here, and most of us are very accustomed to looking at a dome. Okay, and then I'm going to show you here the dome in Bookmap. Okay, so on the dome here, here's the depth of offer. Okay, we can see up above, we see 255 contracts here on the offer. This is the extent of the limit order book. This is what it looks like here in Bookmap in its dome. Okay, looking at the best offer, the inside market level 1 data. Here it is, this red number you can see on the price ladder here, and there's 101 contracts here at this level, referenced here as the best offer in Bookmap. Okay, on the best bid, we see 36 contracts here. Okay, and that is referenced here in Bookmap. Okay, and the depth of that bid, 134 contracts, you see down here at this 2033 level, which is right here in Bookmap. You can see the inside price. Like I said, you can see the last traded volume. This is the best bid here, this dotted green line, and here is the best ask. Okay, this dotted red line. This red number here is the last traded volume that is referenced here in this S5 Trader dome. Okay, want to get into not only the dome but the price, the tape. Okay, as the tape scrolls by, we're looking at the traded volume. Okay, in Bookmap, we have the tape read here. Okay, this is a historical view as well as the tape is historical. We're looking at every single event that took place here in Bookmap. Okay, we use Aggressor classification of volume, which I'll get into in just a moment. But I just want to go over the point that we're even showing you what the tape cannot show you because we're able to amalgamate this information into something that is much more readable than seeing these numbers scroll by. Okay, so the lay of the land here in Bookmap. Okay, looking at the whole market. Okay, go through the components here, the main components. The current dome and user configured data columns as well, and that is this area here. Okay, we just covered the dome. Okay, and then the current market. All right, this is the current market window right here, and here's our best bid and offer. Okay, and then to the left of this vertical white line is all historical data. Okay, now the interesting thing in Bookmap is these numbers that we see here in the dome. Okay, these are contracts that are willing sellers on the ask and willing buyers here on the bid. Okay, we take this information, these numeric values, and transform them into a graphical representation. Okay, so up here, looking at the heat map, I can see at this price level, this 2037.5, I can see that this is the brightest area. Very, very quickly, I know that this is going to be the highest area of liquidity in the limit order book. Okay, so the shade of the gray in the heat map, it gives me reference to that area of liquidity. Up here at the 2038, I can see there's 325 contracts resting. Okay, so the current market window here, we capture this data, and then we project it here onto the chart historically. So you notice these striations in the heat map. Okay, this is the pulling and adding of liquidity at these price levels. So this starts to unfold and give you a lot of insight to the intention of these traders in the current market, and then in the historical view, starting to put that the pieces together. Okay, here's our historical bid and ask. Right, and then now we'll get into the Aggressor classification of volume. Okay, if the way we classify it, if you see an event take place on the best offer, that is considered an aggressive market buy order. Someone wanted price bad enough that they're willing to cross the bid-ask spread to pay up for it and to take liquidity off of the offer. A transaction takes place and happens here, and a dot records that action. Okay, in Bookmap, the size of the dot here is going to give you inference to the amount that was traded. Okay, now it's the same here on the bid. You see a red dot take place here on the best bid. Someone wanted it bad enough. They hit the market sell button, and that transaction took liquidity off of the best bid. Okay. So we're capturing all of this action, every single event that took place in the market, and then we're displaying it here for you. Okay, this is where it's going to start to get interesting. All right, so went through the limit order book and the heat map and the traded volume and classification. Now we can start to capture some of the algorithmic activity that takes place in the market. Okay, this is interesting information to take a look at and to utilize. Okay, notice how as price is moving up and down, and we see the traded volume taking place on the best bid and offer. Notice how the algorithmic activity here shadows this price. Okay, so now we're starting to get into what Bookmap is able to show you. I bring up this image because I want to show you that this is without a shadow of a doubt that these markets are dominated by the algorithms. Okay, so the next slide, you can see here is an algo that is running in the market. Okay, in this current market window here, I can see on the best offer the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the limit sell orders, and you can see how they're being pulled and added, and they're shadowing price here. Okay, and down below here you can see on the best, well, not the best bid, but on the bid, you can see there's 5 as well. Okay, these algos are keeping their queue in line. Okay, this is the advantage they have, and this is what we're trading against every day. Okay, so here it is again without. Notice the shadowing, and notice how the algo matches that shadowing perfectly. Okay, but I want to get into more than just algorithmic activity, because that doesn't really tell us too much. If we start to filter some of this information, and then also take a step back and get a bigger picture of that information in the intent of trade. And then we can see and start to identify the difference between shorter-term algorithmic activity and longer-term resting paper in the book. Okay, down at these levels, down at this 1860 level, you can see that there's over 1,700 contracts here. Okay, up at this 1860 and 3/4, there's 922 contracts. This paper is longer term. It's been resting here. It's been sitting here. It wants to trade. We're making a distinction. We're making this information here in that limit order book useful to you. Okay, because now you can make that distinction. If you see this pulling and adding of liquidity, we always see this in a limit order book, how that happens very quickly. Okay, but now we're able to discern the difference between that longer term paper in the intent to trade and then those areas that are just making the market. Okay, so let's get into how we can use this information. All right, we're going to ask a few different questions here, and then we're going to go through these questions in some detail. Okay, what is the composition of the current order book? And let's break that down a little bit. Okay, where is liquidity in relationship to my levels? Is it large or small? When did the orders arrive in the live book? Okay, is it resting paper versus others, or algorithmic activity? And additional lit areas above and below. Okay, is the book stacked, or does it flip and fill? Okay, and I'm going to show you an image here actually that I put together when I was starting to learn order flow. Okay, this is the bonds, and this is an older version, a few years old, of Bookmap, and I just marked up this chart back then, and I was making that distinction between longer-term resting paper here that you can see that it had been laying in the book, waiting to trade, and you can see the algorithmic activity within that longer-term paper area. Okay, and notice these dynamic algos pressing down on price. Okay, they press price down into these levels. They start to fill these levels. We see that longer-term paper, they add some more in at this level here at a lower price. Notice here that once these algos jump out of the market, price is able to float back up. And then this is where it gets interesting. We see that this price structure or this range is broken, and we see the flipping of the book. Okay, now the algos that were here pushing on the offer have flipped to the other side and are on the bid, pressing price back up. And this is the kind of information that you can see within Bookmap. Okay, so question 1 we covered. Okay, question number 2, as price advances towards these levels, is liquidity being added? Aggressive in real time? Is it being pulled? Is it passive in real time? Let's just take a look at the screenshot here we have on this monitor. Okay, you can see here longer-term paper waiting in the book, and look at as price is going along here, higher liquidity, very aggressive liquidity, close to current price here, jumps in. They jump in, they skew the limit order book, we press price down into some of that longer term liquidity, and look how that liquidity, once it jumps out of the book and we see some aggressive buying coming in, it floats right back up. It's able to come back up, and notice these guys here on the offer. Okay, they're here starting to build out the offer. They want to trade up in these areas. Okay, I'm going to show another example here. All right, and this is algorithmic activity that we're able to see and utilize. Okay, longer term paper down at this level here at 53.5. We see price coming down to that area, and then look at the high liquidity here, very short-term liquidity that jumps in the book. And I want to point out a few different things. Okay, the column here that shows the delta in the contracts that are added or pulled at the specific price level, and we know we can see here very quickly that 500 contracts are pulled from this price, and they jump down from that 56.25 down to 56 even. Okay, look at the high level of liquidity here. All right, and we have the our large lot add-on tracker that is showing you the amount of liquidity that is probably one individual actor. Okay, with high probability. So with one trader, and we're pretty sure that this can be one trader because they at the same time that they pull this liquidity, they drop it down at the very same moment. Okay, and watch this as we unfold. Okay, they continue to drop. Okay, from one price level down to the next. Okay. This is very readable by us as humans. I can look down here on the time frame, and I can see this was about 10 to 15 seconds worth of price action. Okay, I don't want to get into the intent of some of these algos or some of these actors, but I can tell you one thing: they certainly want to be a seller. Okay, very aggressively, moving from a passive area up here down to a very aggressive area here, right down to current price. Okay. So that's something that you can use, you can read within Bookmap, and you can use this information. Okay, let's get into the tape. What is the tape telling us? Does it trade? Our trade counts and volume in balance. Is there aggressor bias in real time? Is there historical bias? Okay. Let's take a look at this one right here. Okay. Simple question. Does this liquidity, this high liquidity down here, did it trade? Okay. Based on the huge red aggressive classification of volume right here that we can see that it surely did trade. In fact, in Bookmap, at looking some of the data columns that we offer, we have the volume profile as well as a trade counter. I can tell you exactly what traded. I can split this volume out and I can see here, the Bookmap tells me numerically as well as graphically, 516 contracts traded at this price level. Okay, and that was 86 trades that took place. Okay, and earlier I had mentioned that we take the machine readable and make it human actionable, and now we're going to get into a little bit of what I mean by that. Okay, because this is very readable. Look at the time frames down here. Okay, we're looking at what roughly about well, it's about 10 minutes of data here, 15 minutes of data altogether. Okay, now let's break this down a little bit. Now we're going to get down to the granular level here in detail. Okay, and this is what Bookmap is able to do. Okay, now we're looking at 30 milliseconds of data here, and this is a very aggressive volume trading here. Aggressive sell volume comes into the market and sweeps several price levels very quickly. Okay, we get a little bit of a pause here and another sweep down here. Okay, within this time period, 364 contracts traded. Okay, it was 270 distinct trade events that took place. Okay, we captured all of this data for you. Okay, now this is not something that is actionable by us, but I'm showing you that the power of Bookmap, how we take every single event and we're able to capture this for you and then present it to you here in a readable form. Okay, moving along, here's another image and getting into how to read the traded volume. Okay, so I've taken the heat map off because I just want to demo the traded volume and look at the aggressive buying here. Okay, just by the color and the size of the dots, I'm able to very easily look at this and determine the very aggressive buying volume coming into the market here. Okay, we see a little bit of a pause, another burst. Interesting up here, starting to see a little bit different. Okay, starting to see some selling starting to come in here as well. Okay, we get one more push back up, and the sellers come right back down, and it trades right back down to where these sellers were. The bulls step in again, just not enough. We come back to where the sellers were making their stance, and the sellers start to take over. So we get that switch, that flip, just in the traded volume alone. Aggressive buy volume, a bit of both here. We start to get some orange, and then we see the red come in and take price down. Okay, so very readable by us but capturing every single event. In Bookmap, we're just layering this on top, and we're showing this to you very quickly. Though you can discern what's occurring at some of these areas. If you want to zoom in and you want to look at some of that information like this in this form, you can. Okay, so it's the same kind of information you're going to be seeing in your footprint chart as well. Okay, your footprint charts you're going to read here. You're going to see that there's a lot of buying volume coming in, not too much selling at all here. Okay, you're going to see a little bit of both in this area here, and then you're going to see some of the battlegrounds starting to take place in here. Okay, the selling starting to come in after that aggressive buying here. Okay, so we're basically amalgamating this this information and smartly displaying it for you. Okay, and then let's get into a very, very powerful feature we have in Bookmap, and that's using the replay mode. Okay, not only are you able to use it for determining exactly your trade execution, where it took place at the sub-second level, but this is an excellent learning tool. Okay, and let me just demo this here for you. Okay, so we're looking at Bookmap, and I'm in replay mode here, and I'm just going to fast forward this. Okay, so this is right now I'm at 1 time speed. Okay, this is what the market looks like in real time. Okay, I'm able to speed this up. Okay, now we're looking at 8 times. Okay, I'm looking at long-term liquidity down here. I'm seeing it filled. Okay, it fills even down here at 41. Okay, we get a movement back up, a little bit back up into this area. I see on the bid they start to come in. We get a retest of this area. Okay, I can place a trade in this area if I want as well. And we're starting to see that the aggressive buying starts to come in and kick in. Okay, I just got missed here on this one, on that retest. I think I'll just move it on up. Okay, but what I want to show here is how you can see very, very quickly many instances of the order flow take place. You can start to read the tape. You can start to read the volume, the traded volume here, and we can start to understand exactly what is occurring here. Okay, you can see my my order was filled. I trailed my stop up, just missed my target here. I came right back down and I got a tick or two out of that trade. Okay, this is the one-click trading add-on feature in Bookmap. This is a new version, beta version 4.5, and we have OCO orders, bracketed orders, and trail stops here. Okay, but I just want to go over this because this is how I got up and running using Bookmap, is going back and hitting this replay mode all the time. Okay, I'm able to see, look at the liquidity down here at this level. All right, look at the shorter term liquidity here, pressing price. Okay, look at the aggressive volume, buying volume coming in, and then we see a lack of liquidity in this area here, a little bit of a pocket, and we see price come back down. Okay, now they're starting to bid it up though at this 42 area. Okay, on the offer, I can see them up here. The sellers are up here. Now look at them start to pull their liquidity as price is coming near. Okay, they were getting aggressive. Okay, but now they're not. Now they're pulling liquidity up here. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit more and start to get a feel for what's going on. Okay, come back down. This is where they're bidding it up in this area here. Okay, it looks like a pretty nice little area for a pullback. Okay, I can place a buy stop in this area too if I want. Oops. Okay, and you can see very clearly like how this order flow started to unfold for us. Okay, now I want to go back to the presentation here. Just a moment. Okay, Now this is very much akin. Using that replay mode is very akin to professional poker players. Okay, that we're looking here at what is his name? Joe McKeon. He's age 24. He's the 2015 World Series of Poker champion. Okay, with looking at his stack here of winnings, 7.6 million. Okay, how does someone 24 years old be able to take on veterans of decades worth of experience that have been playing poker, and how is he able to win? That's because Joe was playing video poker and accumulating decades of that experience within years. He continued to just repeat and repeat and started to understand what he was looking at and how to use it. Therefore, he has gained a massive amount of information within a very short time, and he's been able to utilize it. And that's exactly what this replay mode can do for you. Okay. All right. So just moving along, we have a few other events I wanted to cover. We have a special event recorded with Futures Trader 71. It's a 1-hour Q&A. There's a link here for you if you'd like to go see that. This is a great practical application of Bookmap. He goes over refining trade entries and exits. Excellent stuff from FT71. Okay, and then an upcoming event here. Okay, the link is here. Kevin Toch, 17-year professional trader, order flow expert to tier 1 banks and high-powered trading firms such as Barclays and ICOS. He's a Bookmap user, and you can cover the top 5 ways institutions trade using limit order book information. Okay, it's going to be Friday at 10 a.m. Chicago time, if you're interested, you've got the link right here. Okay, and I invite you to visit bookmap.com, and in the login area here, there's the Getting Started, which has the license key and your download information, as well as a user guide and how-to videos getting up and running with your data providers. The Features tab you'll find in this login area goes through the main components, several features and tips and tricks. The Education tab, this is where you're going to find all of the recorded webinars. We've got thousands or hundreds of hours of recorded webinars. And then you'll find in this area a few other items here that will be worth your while. Okay, there are 70+ 2-minute videos, video snippets. They're about 2 to 3 minutes each, and they go through how to read Bookmap within several different trading strategies and methodologies. Okay, and then you'll look at the below that the high frequency trading guide, the need to know for point and clickers. Okay, support tab, we have FAQs. Open a support ticket, and pretty soon we'll be supporting chat as well. Okay, and just want to let you know where you can find Bookmap, S5 Bookmap. Here's the link for it. It will bring you to the S5 Bookmap page here. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to S5 Bookmap at s5trading.com. Okay, and just to open it up for Q&A. All right, we have the risk-free trial here at bookmap.com, and the pre-platform training, all the hours of the videos that we have, several lessons each day that you can sign up for, and many educators as well. Okay, exceptional support, and you can reach us at support@veloxpro.com. And yeah, thanks for choosing your S5 Bookmap. All right, so here are those links again if you're interested with the trial here, FT71's recorded webinar, and upcoming Kevin Toch's webinar here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So start to go over some of the questions. Any questions that you have?
Okay, guys, please feel free to type your questions into the question box, and we will get you some answers. Let's see. What is typically the longest look-back period you can use on the heat map?
Well, I mean, once you open up Bookmap, you start collecting data. So it's really since when you open it up.
Okay. So I guess that gives another question. Do you have to leave Bookmap open all the time to collect the data, or?
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I can get into like how I utilize Bookmap, and you know, I'll start my day and you know, start looking at my higher time frame charts. I'll open Bookmap, start collecting data, and then I want to see at my levels and areas of interest. I want to look at the book, and I want to look and see what it has to offer, insight, what kind of insights it has at those levels. There's a feature in Bookmap as well where you can, for example, start before 9 o'clock Eastern time, but start collecting data, but then have it refresh at 9:30, so you capture only the cache session if you want. That's a new feature in 4.5.
Okay, can you say that again? There's a question about how to separate the Globex from the RTH. So I think that's
Yeah. That's in 4.5, and let me bring that up. Okay, so it's a new feature here. You can just go to File and refresh Bookmap. Okay, and then click on Schedule here. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add one, and you add your refresh. You input the time that you want, and then you turn it on here.
Okay.
Okay, you can do that every day if you like. Okay, if you want to cancel that, just hit the X button here.
Okay. Is there anywhere, or is there a place where you can find replay files for Bookmap?
Yeah. Well, when you download Bookmap, there's a free version you can download, as well as the pro version that we have. They both contain some replay files. And then during the live webinars that we hold, the educational platform webinars, I will usually pass out the file for the day from that session.
Okay. Can you please review which columns tell you how much was traded at a certain price?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty nice question. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to pause this for a second and use this hand tool, and I'm going to scroll into an area and look at exactly what traded at a specific level. Okay, here's our best bid and offer and our traded volume on that. I've got a volume column here opened up, and I'm going to open up, just right-click and insert another volume column. Okay, but then I'm going to right-click, and you can see its volume here, but I'm going to turn it into a trade counter, and I can tell you exactly what traded at a specific price level. Okay, and let me just zoom in a little bit more. Well, let me find an interesting area. Okay, we see this nice little sweep down here. Okay, and I can see exactly that, well, there's absolutely no volume nor trades that took place here on the offer. It was all sell volume. Okay, the trade counter is showing 80 trades that took place here. Okay, 125 that took here, and then respectively 202 contracts traded, and then 300. Okay, any other questions? A lot of flexibility and a lot of power in these columns. Okay, you can really you know, to your heart's content, configure these in so many different ways. We can look at the quotes counter instead. We can see the flurries of activity that took place. And why would you want to see that, or why would you want to see a trade counter? Okay, because I'll show you. Like you start to zoom in here, and you're going to notice that, like I was showing earlier in the presentation, that these dots here are very, very smartly displayed to give you insightful information at this zoom level. But when I start to zoom in, now I'm starting to pull them apart. Okay, now I'm starting to see every single event that took place. Okay, and what I want to show here is this: as I start to zoom in, okay, this is how these markets trade. Okay, some years ago, this would have been a block order that went through. A block order here of 177. Okay, I can look at it exactly, and I know exactly what it is. Okay, we've identified it. I'm going to take the VWAP off here. All right. So instead of a block order and looking at your time in sales, looking for a big order to come through, I can see that I have all these distinct events that took place. It was 59 trades for 177 contracts. Okay, algos do this to disguise their position, but we can capture that image or that data here in Bookmap, and we can display it for you. Okay. Now that's useful. That's useful information. Okay, it's down to the microsecond level.
Okay, how does Bookmap differ from basic point and figure or VSA?
Well, I mean, this is basically like I was discussing earlier. This is about as objective a view of the market as you can get. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I'm just showing you exactly what happened in the market. I'm showing you taking the limit order book here, and then I'm able to then let me bring down the brightness a little bit. I'm able to first make a distinction or discernible information here with the limit order book, and show you the evolution of that limit order book and how that affects price. Okay, but then looking at the tape, there's nothing that is not captured here. I mean, it's all in here, but you can just zoom in and out, and then you can see how this becomes more readable for you. But basically, we're just showing you every single event that took place and capturing it. Okay, it's not some sort of like it's not ticks. It's not volume based. It's not a Renko bar based. I mean, it's just how the market unfolded. Okay.
Does Bookmap get its data feed directly, or is it through a trading platform such as NinjaTrader?
Well, yeah, you can get it through NinjaTrader if you like. You can get it through S5 Trader. You can get it through CQG, Rhythmic, Transact. I think just go to our website and take a look at the various supported platforms and data feeds.
Okay.
They're all in there.
Can it be used for Forex?
No, Forex doesn't have a centralized limit order book, and therefore being able to truly get the most use out of Bookmap, then you really wouldn't be able to read that data.
Okay.
Okay, but you can use it on futures, Forex, futures currencies.
Let's see. Does sample data feeds like interactive brokers compromise Bookmap's ability to accurately reflect the market?
Different data feeds are gonna produce different results. Okay, so if the data feed, you know, how it comes into the market, and if it's being filtered in some way, shape, or form, it's going to affect Bookmap.
Okay.
I see a lot of questions about scalping, and this is something that I do want to address here. There are many, most of the professional traders using Bookmap, they are not scalpers. They're using this looking at their levels on much higher time frames, yeah, you can use it for scalping for sure, but this is giving them very insightful information of order flow at the levels they want to trade, and it's also helping them manage their trades by looking at the order flow. Okay, you can start to front run liquidity if you want to get filled, or maybe you want to protect your stop behind an area of liquidity instead.
Okay, before I lose it, what is the cost of Bookmap, S5 Bookmap?
Just go to the link and you know, look there, and it's a special offer from S5, and reach out to those guys at S5, and let me bring that up again. Yep, right here. Any questions? S5 Bookmap, s5trading.com.
Can you use it with equities and IQ feed?
Let's see here. No, I'm sorry. So yeah, the overall cost for Bookmap is $9.99. Okay, but you can get a discount from S5. Okay, and this is the link you'd use. For equities, it's not really meant for equities at this time. We're looking at futures data, and what was the second part of that question?
And IQ feed.
Oh, IQ feed, yeah, we support IQ feed as well. Yep.
Okay. And then somebody else was asking if you could use IQ feed for data and then send the trades to IB.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just hook your Bookmap up through your IQ feed and then do your trading on whatever platform you like. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll post this link for you guys here. Let me grab it. Just a moment.
How long is the free trial for?
You get it for 14 days. Okay, and there's a no questions asked refund policy, so that gives you plenty of time to see if you like it and see if this is something that works for you.
Do you plan to add strategy orders?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You can see here that with the 4.5, we now offer the bracketed orders, the trailing stops, and the OCOs. Okay, so this is a nice step forward for us with the one-click trading add-on feature. Okay.
Okay. How do I close up the dead space between the data on the heat map and the right edge? I have half my monitor with nothing on it.
Okay, so the difference between all the different columns here, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's a real simple thing to do. So just right-click and hide a column. Okay, and we'll just continue to do this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. And but you do need to show one column. Okay. And then I also want to I'll click on the hand tool here, and you can grab the vertical price timeline here as well, and you can look at as much data as you want within this window. But if you just move it over here, just left-click, hold, and drag it to the right. And now you can see much more data. Now, you can also just zoom out quite a bit here, and you can just use your center mouse wheel to scroll. as well. And now you're starting to look at some of the higher time frames. Okay, you're starting to utilize longer-term liquidity that's in the book. You can see how price reacted at some of these levels.
Okay. Can you move the window to the left a little bit? It looks like it may be hanging off to the side.
Sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. How do you manage multiple lots?
Well, there's many different ways. So let me bring up the replay mode again here and start it. Okay, and let me zoom in. Okay, so multiple lots. So if I right-click above current price, I'm setting a limit order. Okay, and I can choose multiple lots here as well. Okay, so if I left-click again, now you notice how that turned into it was a 6 lot order plus a 1 lot order. Okay, now that's seven lots, but they're 2 separate orders here. Okay, if you left-click or if you just hover the mouse over the left side here, it turns into a double-sided arrow. I can just left-click, hold, and drag, and I can separate those orders out. Okay, I can also, let's just bring them back together again. I can hold down the control key and move them all at once as well. So you have that option. And then let me flatten that or cancel all.
So you must enter separate orders to manage separately?
Yeah, you will need to. I mean, if you want, you can set your order. Like if I want to set my buy order down here, and if I want to set, so I have a 6 lot down here, but I want to have a few different sell orders up here. Then I would just click a couple times. Okay, and now I can drag these up and separate them out.
Okay. Is there any plans to do OCO orders in the future?
Yeah, it's already done. They're here in 4.5.
Okay. Oh, I see it there. Okay. Let's see. This is a standalone software, correct? It's not an indicator for a certain platform.
Yeah, I mean we're a platform.
Okay.
You just you get a data provider that we support. You can connect to the live markets.
I know this has been asked before, but I'm going to ask it again. I presume you have to leave Bookmap running virtually all the time if you want long-term history.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's a once you open up a Bookmap, you start collecting data.
Let's see. Can you schedule different refreshes for different instruments?
Yeah, oh, that's a good question. No, I don't think you can. You cannot. That's done through the Bookmap main control window here, and that's going to be a global setting.
Okay. Does Bookmap save its historical data?
Yeah. When you open up a Bookmap, you have the option to checkbox record data. And this is a great tool because I record every single session if I can remember to. and then I can use it in replay mode, and I can
Okay.
see exactly where I was filled.
I have a question. Like, how does this work with doing multiple instruments at the same time? Say am trading NQ, ES, and 6E, and I want to have Bookmap running for all three.
Oh yeah. Well, no problem at all. You just open up another. So in this replay mode, you can see this file that I have here. That I've opened up several instruments here.
Okay.
Right. And then you can start to arrange these in whatever order that you want in your chart or your layout with your other charting platforms, and then you can save this layout as well, and you can save it here. Okay, so this is in replay mode, so I can't show the saving of the layout, but it's under File here.
Okay.
All right. So just want to show one other thing here with the multiple charts open, right? And let's just click play again, and I can link these as well. Here with the synchronized chart button on the looking at the GC here. So I'll just click on this gold chart, the synchronized button tool here. Okay, and notice how it depresses all of the other buttons. So for you spread traders out there, and you want to look at order book data, now if I start to zoom in this one chart, notice how it zooms in all charts. Okay, if I use the tool here for going back in time and scrolling back, notice how it takes place in all charts. Okay, so a pretty handy tool.
That is cool. Does Bookmap work for DAX?
Yes.
I'm assuming any futures instrument.
That's correct.
Okay. Actually, now I think about it, what about the VX futures?
Yep. I mean, if it's got a centralized limit order book from one of the exchanges, and you can connect to it, you're good to go.
Okay. There is a question. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Let's see. They're asking about how to tell entries on the chart, and they're assuming the wider the line is, the where did it go? Can you please tell me what are the major levels on Bookmap that gives you the entry? The wider the line, the more contracts that are waiting there.
Yeah, this is a question we get all the time, and I want to address this. That what you're seeing, or what we're showing in Bookmap here, is we're just showing liquidity, right? We're showing you where traders in the auction process are lining up. Okay, we're showing you that there might be, or there is a trader here that is. Let me just bring up an example here, the ES, and let me close some of these here. Okay, it just means there's liquidity in the book, and high liquidity. Okay, it doesn't mean that that it might not, that price is going to bounce. It doesn't mean that price is going to trade through it. It just means that there are a lot of buyers down at this level, but a seller took them on right here. Okay, and we see a nice big red dot right here. Okay, so but you're starting to read in context the intent of these traders at these levels. Okay, and starting to see them line up and where they're bidding and offering. This is a transparency into the marketplace that we couldn't see before. And there's been so many times that I've seen, for example, looking at candlestick charts, that maybe you see a nice big wick after a big move up like this, but you know, you're assuming that maybe this is the end of the run. We do see a nice little sell-off here, but what if you see here on the limit order book they're building out the bid here at this level? It's pretty bullish behavior. A lot of buyers lining up at a higher price. Okay, and you get continuation to the upside, but it's giving you context. It's not like a red light, green light type of thing, but you can see where people want to buy and sell. Okay, I've inputted that link there for you guys, and for the S5 Bookmap.
Do the red dots need additional subscription?
No.
Okay. Okay, if my dot volume indicator is set to display 325, does that mean it will show a dot if one seller sold at least 325 contracts, or does it show if 325 contracts were sold between multiple sellers?
Well, it's multiple lots or trades that have taken place, and it's starting to get a little more complex here. But basically, what the attendee is asking, and we'll just zoom into an area here, and I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to zoom into just before 11:30 here. Into this cluster up here, or 1140, let's say. Okay, and I'll just zoom out a little bit, and then I'm going to filter these dots here. Okay, so click on the studies configuration, and then click on volume dots, the texture. Right now I'm looking at every single event that has taken place, but we can filter for that. Okay, I can filter here with the first one to show, for example, a 100 lot order. Okay, these are those block orders that come through. Okay, but like I was showing you earlier, those are disguised instead by showing 100 trades happen very quickly with one lot per trade. Okay, so as I filter this out now, there's so many. As I compress time, I can't see. I mean, there's so many events that took place within this area of compressed time. A dot is painted. I'm telling Bookmap to paint me a dot where one pixel slice, one vertical pixel slice here, is showing me that at least 100 trades or more has taken place. So now if I filter that to 325 and click apply, it's showing me where that condition is true. Okay, now watch as I zoom in, you're going to notice some of these dots disappear because that condition is no longer true. I spread out the timeline. Okay, but now if I zoom out, okay, we're going to start to see that I've compressed the timeline, and I'm starting to see exactly where that condition is true. Okay, so it depends on your zoom rate, and it depends on why you want to look at 325 trades. Okay, what time frame are you trading? You know, why is it that specific number? Are you looking for a rotation in that a number of trades that have taken place within a specific time frame? You know, I don't know, but we offer the ability to filter it however you choose.
That's cool. Can you do add-ons after they buy Bookmap?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then
if you reach out to us on you know, support at VeloxPro on that, we can help you with that.
Okay. Can you explain the aggregated option in the COB column?
Okay. Okay, just a moment here. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple different columns here and then filter them. Okay, because these are some new features that attendees talking about. Let me format this one. So I'll show numbers only. I'm going to split them out and I'm going to inverse that split. The aggregation, okay, so this is a new feature in Bookmap, and you can see that if I switch on the aggregation here, the limit order book, the way that this operates is it takes starting from the, let's go on the offer side. The offer side here, and we start to aggregate the offers together from one price level to the next. Okay, so once I click aggregation here, notice these numbers are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as we go up. Okay, now I can show that as bars only, and you know, I can have it not split out, this is a new feature here in Bookmap 4.5. Now I can also show that with a filter here, or in the studies configuration in the heat map. Okay, and I can click show aggregate book. All right, and it's giving me the same information here, and I start to zoom out. I'm starting to see the aggregation of limit order book. Okay, and it's giving me insight to you know, where majority of those traders are placing their bids and their offers. Okay, any other questions?
Can the S5 broker data see the sub-second trade data?
Yeah, I mean, this is let's see, this is a CQG that I've got lined up here. I'm just going to I'm going to open up another file here. Replay mode from the run options, feed, and I'll just select feed from S5. Open it up. Okay, so this is a feed from S5, and let me get a little more data in here. I'll just fast forward this. Okay, it looks like I've got these volume dots filtered. Okay, all right, so that's enough. You absolutely can. All right, so I'm going to click on the hand tool here, and just interesting little battleground area that we're seeing some liquidity getting filled here. And let me roll over and start zooming in. Okay, and there you go. Starting to see sub-second level data here. Okay, and let's just continue on with the thread and see exactly what traded here. Okay, yep. So looking at a volume of 6, this was I've got this tooltip here. It's the same information as down in this lower left-hand corner. I can see that this was a 1 lot that traded at this price level. Okay, I can see exactly what traded. I have the time, or I have the date, I have the time, I have what was on the ask, and the volume that traded. And this is obviously going to be a 5 lot. Okay, if you look down here, I'm down at you know, microsecond, nanosecond levels. Okay, but look, notice how I zoom out though, and how Bookmap so smartly is able to show you all of that data in a very, very consumable display. Okay.
Looks very cool. Any more questions at this time? Is this resource intensive for PC or for a PC?
No, it's not. In fact, if you open up Bookmap and look at your your task manager, you're going to see that Bookmap is consuming about 1 to 2% of your CPU. Okay, it's going to utilize some of your GPU instead, your graphics card, and that's how we're going to be able to display a lot of the all of this so nicely, and basically at a frame rate that's higher than a high-def movie.
Okay.
However, you have the option like for bumping down that. We have this option here for GPU acceleration if you don't want to look at that, and I'll just show that here for you, what that looks like. Okay, it's just you're just going to look at the same data. It's all still captured in Bookmap, but you're just going to look at it's just not quite as smoothly displayed as if I have the GPU acceleration, which also enables the smoothing here. If you still run into problems, you can bump up the chart refresh rate here, however you like. Okay. Maybe you want to input 100, and that's still going to show you pretty nice definition. Okay, or the default is at 25.
Okay, can you explain how the Iceberg tracker operates?
Sure. Okay, so that's a Bookmap add-on feature, and what that is showing is, let me just zoom in. I can see a few icebergs that went off here at this 34 area, and let's just zoom in here and take a look. Okay. Okay, so here's your S5 sub-second data if you wanted to do those that had questions on that. Okay, so looking here at what was trading in the book. Let me get a better example here. Where did that 26 kick off here? Okay, got it. Okay, so here you can see a number of trades have taken place, and let me format this column here. Actually hide that one, and I'm going to add another, and I'm going to turn this one into a trade counter. Okay, 14 trades have taken place here for a volume of 26. Okay, I see right here I've got 83, which is the liquidity here. On the bid, there's 83 contracts here. Okay, now notice as I go forward, more traded here, more aggressive sellers wanted in, hit the sell market button, and started to hit the bid. Okay, at this point here, okay, we notice that 83 is what's in the book, but 86 has traded. Okay, a volume of 86 is traded, and that's just not possible. Okay, how can more trade than what was actually here on the best bid? Well, that number is captured here with this red number you see in this current order book bars column. Okay, for 3. Okay, and that's the difference between what was in the limit order book and what traded. Okay, so that's going to be a hidden order type, or probably more precisely, that is liquidity that never made it to the limit order book but did trade. And that's how it works.
I'm looking through to make sure I didn't miss a question.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long list here. And I can see you guys can see that I'm getting some help here with from the team answering the questions for you in the GoToWebinar questions box there.
When you see high liquidity on both the bid and the ask at different price levels, how can you know which way the market's going to go?
Well, again, this goes back to your overall trading strategy and methodology. You know, are you bullish? Are you bearish? For what reason? I mean, Bookmap, we're displaying it for you. It's not. It's up for you to determine how you want to trade. And we have several educators out there who very high-level educators that do use this, and they do go through their trading methodologies, right? You know, I don't want to get into which one I think might trade more or less. I will start to get into, though, it's about the context and how we were going over earlier, starting to read some of the context where we're in the auction process. Like, for example, here in this little area, we see that, you know, there was, if we just use a tooltip, well, you know, this was late at night. This was the overnight session, but 350 contracts here showing up as pretty high liquidity in the overnight session. But someone aggressively bought it. They bought it up. We see the breakout and the breakthrough of this area. Well, if you remain bullish, then maybe you want to scoop some up down at a lower level. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your trading plan is. I don't know what your time frame is. But Bookmap is very, very precisely and objectively showing you where these traders were lined up and what exactly happened at that level.
Okay. How long does the iceberg number stay on the screen?
It stays on the screen until it comes back and refreshes at that area. And Edward, I see your question about giving examples here. I would say probably the best thing to do is go to bookmap.com in that education tab. You can watch some of those videos, or come into one of the webinars that we offer for the platform education series. We'll go over many examples of different things. Okay, so the iceberg, you can notice here that 34 level we were looking at. We noticed the iceberg's going off, okay, on the buy side, which actually gave us pretty nice insight to you know, there's larger traders down in these areas in the overnight session that were scooping it up, and we can see that we traded through this area of liquidity. We also have the add-on indicator working pretty nicely here in tandem, this large lot tracker, showing that here on the bid, The majority of liquidity here was larger traders interested in buying at these levels. So once price comes back and retests the area that it came from, it's going to refresh that information that you see here. Okay, so for example, that 26 level and through here. Now that stayed in the book actually. It's this 5 here that that did refresh. Okay, so let's go through here. And okay, 5 here on the offer. Okay, and once we and it stayed here. Okay, but once price comes back up through that area, and you'll see it just here. Now that 5 is gone. All right. So, but notice how this liquidity, or I mean, icebergs remained because they never came back down and refreshed. Right.
Okay. Well, I think that's it on the questions. At this time, I'll go ahead and we'll close the webinar. I thank y'all for coming and presenting the S5 Bookmap. It looks really interesting. Can y'all go ahead and put up the slide with the links again as we
Absolutely.
close out?
Yeah.
And then if you have any more questions that we didn't answer, you can email support@veloxpro.com and they will take care of you. You can also go to the futures.io thread for this webinar and ask your questions there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Terry, thank you very much, and thanks everybody for attending. I just encourage you to give this a try and see if this works for you. It definitely helped me, give me that added layer of transparency into these markets, and it very much helped my trading. So I just recommend it to you.
All right, sounds good. Thank y'all. I will stop the recording now.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Take
care.
You too.